I came out to watch the Victoria Nationals and was just amazed by the buoy system they have. And I wanted to introduce you to Don Ouimette. And Don is the one that designed these Robo Buoys, I believe it is. So can you tell me a little bit about those buoys? They're so cool.
Sure. I've been an RD for regattas for many, many years. And the most complicated thing for an RD is to keep the course oriented into the wind. And normally what we've always done here and at most clubs is we row out in a boat, drop the anchors, set all the course up. When you got it pretty well aligned, next thing you know, 15 minutes later, the wind's moved to one side or the other. So that was what prompted me to look into the concept of using GPS guided buoys. My background is in electrical and biomedical engineering. I'm retired. This had nothing to do with biomedical engineering, but it was just a cool, fun project to work on. And so I started real simple, doing something just in my driveway with a rover with wheels on it to figure out the GPS stuff. And then eventually built the first prototype. And it has a thruster underneath. The original ones had two thrusters and it was driven by two thrusters. And there's a GPS on the top and an Arduino computer in the background. Now, when you get GPS signals, it gives you the longitude and latitude. And when you have a waypoint somewhere, the computer has to calculate a bearing and a distance to that waypoint. And then you have to use your programming to rotate the buoy in the right direction and then drive it proportionally up to the buoy to where the waypoint is and then slow it down, and you got to keep it on station. And that's a pretty challenging task. So I originally started with standard GPS units, which are pretty inexpensive these days. You can get the electronic units for $40 to $50, and quickly learned, because my background wasn't in this kind of engineering, that standard GPS units that are in your phone or on a lot of devices in your car, they have a resolution of about a 2-meter diameter circle, to where even if you're not moving, the waypoint will think that it's wandering around a 2-meter circle. Now, from maritime applications on your boat or in a car or something like that, 2 meters is fine. But when you're out in RC racing and you've got buoys that are set up for a starting line, that 2-meter wandering around, some people really didn't like it. Some people, it didn't make any difference, or any of the marks for that matter. So that prompted me to research it a little further, and I found out that there was another level of GPS. It's the same GPS, but what it uses is real-time kinematics, RTK, to correct for that wandering waypoint. And there's two ways to do that. You can actually, most states provide that via an internet service, or you can have a little base station, which I made, a little base station, that you put the antenna for the base station in a fixed location, like the top of my car is where I usually put it. And it does a survey of all the satellites, and it's not moving, but it senses that the GPS signal is moving. And so it corrects for that in an algorithm, and then it broadcasts it out to all the rovers, the 6 rovers that we have. And it takes that 2 meters down to 14 millimeters.
Wow.
And that's what makes the difference with mine compared to almost everybody else's that are out there, is that if you look at mine, the whole buoy doesn't move but an inch or two, which makes it very good for starting lines and the whole race course. Another significant difference was I changed from 2 thrusters to a single thruster that I rotate, because it takes time to rotate the buoy to get to the point the way you want to go, and that time means that it drifts off the waypoint. So I can rotate it very, very quickly, and it makes for the response time to be much, much faster. So consequently, these are all stay within 1 to 2 inches. Now the second part of that is that I have a communication link. First, excuse me, the base station is broadcasting out to all the buoys once per second this RTK data. I have a second communication channel that sends serial data back and forth, that I can send waypoint data out to the buoys, and I can get back a load any telemetry I want to know of what's going on inside the buoys themselves. And I made an application on my laptop where I took an aerial view, geo picture from Google Earth and I'll capture one, like I've got one of this pond right here, and then I can take buoys that I've done graphically and draw them on the pond and link them all together so that I can rotate the course or move the course, change the size or anything like that, put all the 6 buoys on the points in the graphic that I have. And if I need to change the course position, like if I need to rotate the course, I can just go on the computer, I can rotate it 10 degrees, click a button, it sends all that data out, and the whole course moves all at once. Consequently, I can come over, if I need it to be rotated or moved, go over, hit send. By the time I get back to the start box, the course has already changed. It changes in seconds, rather than getting in a boat, going out, someone saying, no, move it here, no, the boat. You waste 10, 15 minutes every time you do a course change. And when you're holding a regatta and people come from far away, you don't want to be wasting all that time just setting the course up. And if you have a day where there's a lot of wind shifts and it's really moving, you can waste a lot of time that way. Usually we wind up, unless it changes to be a real significant shift, we don't move it and we settle for poorer quality race courses. Well, with this, I can keep it set. Granted, you can't change it in a race, but I can always provide very high quality centered races all the time. And it moves it all in seconds. Even some of the other styles that are out there, you got to manually pick an anchor up, move it over, and it still takes 10 to 15 minutes. The one I have here, it's the only one I know anywhere that it changes the whole course in seconds. That's pretty much a summary of it.
Well, that's wonderful. Could you just quickly demonstrate moving one of the buoys while we're here, or no?
Well,
I guess.
If are you going to be here when we close up?
Yes, I can. I think I can do that.
If you come at 3 o'clock, you can see them. I just hit a home button. They all. In fact, you can video that if you want. You can see them all coming back to the dock.
I will definitely be here for that.
And what I have them set up so that they can be manually driven from a transmitter. I can put it in the water and you can drive it, and then I can hit a button and say lock on station. It'll just stay there. And normally when I'm loading them in the water and taking them out, that's what I do. I'll put it in the dock, just drive it out a few feet, stay. Then I'll take the next one, drive it out a few feet, say stay there. And so they're all there. Then I come to the computer, hit go, and they all disperse out to the...
Oh, amazing. Well, I saw the course change so quickly all of a sudden. You made adjustments in between races, and I thought that is really, really something.
To me, this, for radio control racing and big boat racing actually, but for RC, this is like the holy grail for race management. It's what you dream of. If I could do anything to provide a good race course for regattas and regular racing, this does it. This does everything you could really want it to do.
Well, thank you. It's so much fun, and I will definitely be available at the end and record your bringing the buoys in.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool when they're all coming back, and they all come. I've got them all set up to come right back to the front of the dock. This is our pond, and this is the course, and I can change any lengths of anything, or I can rotate it. I can move the whole course. Any position, there's all the buoys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I get it where I want, all I do is I click send, sends it all out, and they all just move in seconds to the place you want them.
Wow.
So I'm going to call them all back home now by hitting the home button, and they're all going to immediately start heading back.
Let's go. guys are going upwind.
Yeah, they've got a long ways to go. Yep.
I think you should make duck pictures on those things. It looks like a cat.
It does.
Here they come.
So obedient. Come right home.
That.
Watch it. You got this down here. Not landing here again.
They're all home.
These all did pretty good too.
They did great. I think they are. That's the gaggle.
The gaggle neatly tucked away. Thank you so much.
When I put them in my house, my wife calls them the boys. The boys. The boys are all lined up. You know.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.